Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Kim and today's video, I'm not going to do with this earbud in my ear. I don't know why I left that in there. Today's video is going to be a very quick video, just a quick update on my layoff status, how things are going, job search, all that kind of stuff. No script, off the cuff. Gonna see if I can upload this in the same day that I record it. I have been laid off for a little over a month now, and this is not the first time I've been laid off. So made some adjustments this go around, and some adjustments that I made was taking a few weeks to myself to not do anything at all. So I took a few weeks to just kind of do whatever. I casually looked for jobs, but I wasn't putting any type of pressure on myself to find a job immediately. I think it's really great for mental health and just your overall well-being if you can use a few weeks after a layoff to just kind of process it, take a break, get your mind together, do whatever you want to do. Of course, you want to make sure that you are set up to be able to do that and you aren't in need of a job immediately. But even if you are in this economy, I feel like it'd be really hard to do that. But that's what I did. So that was an adjustment. And then I have been looking for jobs for I'd say the past 2 weeks, for real. I haven't gotten a job yet. I've had a few interviews and am fortunate enough to be married in a relationship and for us to be in a position to where if I don't have my income coming in and I'm not making the kind of money that I was making before, we aren't hurting per se. So that's very blessed to be in that situation, because I understand not everyone's able to do that. So let me pull up my job tracker. As of June 12th, 2024, I have applied to 19 companies. I'm pretty selective. I don't do the mass apply. I can't do it. So I've applied to 19 companies. Of those 19 companies, 6 have rejected me. 1 has filled the position. I've done 2 phone screens and I'm actively interviewing with 1 company. I'm waiting to hear back from 1 company in particular about whether or not we're going to move forward with the actual position, because one of the companies, they haven't even opened their position yet. I was able to get in early and speak to the CTO before they even made the position available. So this is going to lead into something else that I'm going to talk about in this video in a second. That one I'm waiting to hear back on. And then the other one I've had a phone screen with the recruiter, and I have another quick interview with the hiring manager tomorrow, and we're going to see if they want to move forward. A lot of these positions, 2 of the positions that I've taught, 2 of these positions that I'm in the mid to early stages with, I did not 100% qualify on paper. Some of these technologies I haven't used, and I'm still applying anyway. And, I got my foot in the door, so we'll see where that goes. I had an interview today. I feel good about some parts. I don't feel good about other parts. So we'll see if I get to move on to the last stage. Something that I've learned during this go around is to definitely leverage your connections that you have on LinkedIn and any former colleagues or coworkers that you've worked with, because that is the key in this current market. There are not very many jobs on the market right now, and I'm noticing that a lot of companies are not publicly announcing their positions because of the overwhelming number of people that apply. So they're either completely internal and they're just putting the position up and telling people, hey, if you know anyone, please send them our way, but we're not going to post this on LinkedIn. We're not going to post it on any job boards. And I'm also noticing that companies are filling positions before they even announce them. So if you have coworkers that you've worked with or previous managers that you've worked with, definitely reach out to your network on LinkedIn. That will bring people to bring awareness that hey, you're on the market and you're looking. I enjoyed working with you. Here's this super secret position that we're not really advertising for that I think you might be a good fit for. That has led me to the 2 companies that I have phone screens with and have in the early interview stages were from other referrals. I've also talked to accounting managers and recruiters at different recruiting and staffing companies, and they've been giving me a lot of really good feedback and advice on just what they're seeing on this market. And so that's why I don't think you should discount people that work at those companies, even if they aren't full-time roles or internal roles, and sometimes they're contract, or if they don't have anything immediately. Getting on their radar helps. You send them your resume, you say, here, I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you have any positions that you hear of coming available, please keep me in mind. I've talked to 2 different people now who I met through previous, people I didn't even work with in tech. Friends from my J fashion community referred me to recruiters. And I was able to strike up a conversation and have some help there in that department. And that's really important. Networking apparently is the thing you have to do right now if you want a job. The blind applying apparently doesn't work. One of these positions I did blind apply to, And that's the one that I'm actively interviewing with. So fingers crossed that that goes well. The rest of the companies on this list, I have applied and they have not said anything back. So I'm just going to assume they're not going to call your girl back, which is okay. I understand. If you are hiring for a position, you're probably incredibly overwhelmed with applicants. So that's my like job search status kind of update. I've really been enjoying gaming again and streaming. It has been so great to be able to have time to do during the day and to be able to do in the evening. So, you know, finding time for hobbies, even when you're super stressed, can be a really great stress reliever. What other updates do I have to say? I've also noticed that salaries have gone in the opposite direction. I noticed this last year when I was looking for positions, but they have gone in the opposite direction. So I've had to kind of be a bit more realistic with my salary expectations. I'm going to be going into month 2. Oh, unemployment. I finally did get unemployment. It's a nightmare to go through here in Oregon. It is not a good time, but I filed for that. And so we do have like a little bit of income coming in from that department, but it's not something we're relying on. I feel lucky that I have it available to use for, you know, some expenses that we have. Other than that, like, I think if you are setting yourself up in a position, if you're not currently laid off, to build up savings. So if you do get laid off and you don't have to stress yourself out trying to find another job immediately, like that is like the number one thing I would say do. And so getting laid off multiple times has really taught me that like you gotta have your little savings squirreled away somewhere. Because you need to have at least 3 to 6 months of savings. You should have that like in general, right? But like for this job market, for sure. Yeah, that's my update. I've been getting emails from people asking for help with QA stuff, like advice. And all my advice is definitely anecdotal from my experience and experiences that other people have shared with me and what I've seen. But I have been trying to help people where I can. I've been giving resume feedback. That's not something I am going to advertise or like be like, hey, send me your resume, because I don't know. I've talked to and I've read so many different conversations about resumes, and everyone has a different take. And the most recent feedback I got on my resume goes against the thing that we were kind of taught not to do on our resumes like 5 years ago, which is like add like a summary and like a highlight section. So yeah, but I have given like some feedback on resumes that I've looked at that were just like, this resume is doing you a disservice. Biggest tip I will give you right now if you're watching this video and you are neglecting your LinkedIn is to dial in your LinkedIn. I will leave a video in the description that you need to check out right now if you have been neglecting your LinkedIn. It is from a YouTuber named Jeff Sue. Well, he's more than a YouTuber, but he will teach you how to dial in your LinkedIn, because that is how a lot of recruiters will find you. That is the first thing people do when they get your resume. They look at your LinkedIn, they look at your connections, they look at your experience. And if you are neglecting to do certain things and update certain things on your LinkedIn, you're doing yourself a disservice. I said that word like 7 times, but for real, go watch that video, go update your LinkedIn. Jeff Sue knows what he's talking about. I've applied to some big companies too. Let's go around. Companies I've applied to that I'm pretty sure are not going to call me back or have already rejected me are Crunchyroll, Circle, Hopper, Hilton. All these companies I've applied to, I was like, these are big companies I'd love to work with. They're just like, nah. Or it's just like crickets, which is fine. You know, I don't get to be a part of the team, and I understand you've got a lot of options to choose from. So yeah, I am particularly trying to like focus on like smaller companies though. A lot of these companies on my list are startup companies, and they tend to be lesser known. Last tip I will give you if you're watching this video, because I appreciate you watching so much, I'm going to give you a pro tip, and I'm going to give you the name of a job site to go look at. If you're looking for jobs in the tech space, you want one that's a little bit more niche. OTTA, OTTA.com. A lot of companies are posting their job listings there, so that's a great place to look every morning and be one of the first people to apply. Go watch Jeff Sue's video, dial in your LinkedIn, dial in your resume, go to OTTA, find the position, be one of the first people to apply. Okay? Okay. Don't say I never gave you nothing. Other things I've done is try to dial back my expenses. I've canceled some subscriptions. Like, we don't know how long I'm going to be without a job, and I need to be financially responsible. So I've like dialed back some subscriptions. I'm trying not to shop as much, although I do have a new addiction, which is mechanical keyboards, y'all. I bought a new mechanical keyboard. Let me show you. Look at it. It's so pretty. Is she pretty? It's like pink and acrylic and like transparent. Oh, and it sounds so amazing. You ready? Hold on. Did y'all hear that? Amazing. Just really trying to like make my desk space a little bit more aesthetic because I have been neglecting it for a while. I think that's really important to, if you're going to be in a chair all day looking for a job and like working on continuous training and interviews and stuff, having a space that you're comfortable in is really important. So I've just been making like small, inexpensive adjustments, like getting a better keyboard that I like using and moving some stuff on my desk. I broke out my Stream Deck. To like be able to go to different websites and do stuff like that. Like, yeah. I also set up my like Switch over here so I can like play my little games and stuff. But yeah, small little incremental improvements. Other than that, y'all, my job search is still going, and I'll be back hopefully in the next month to tell you that I found a job, but we'll see. And until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.